Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Look who I've got with me. Jimbo Jet Golf.
Hello!
James Pickard, my partner in crime. He has a new set of golf clubs. A beautiful set of golf clubs. You've used a few in the recent vlogs.
Yeah.
Had quite a few questions on my channel asking me what have you got, what specs, etc. And I thought, I'm not the man to ask. I thought, why don't we hear it from the man himself? So, shall we start at the fun end, driver, or the boring end, wedges?
Let's make him hold on. Let's start with the boring end.
Let's start with the boring. You can tell that we consider ourselves big dogs because we can't use a wedge.
Yeah.
We're in the Dustin Johnson camp. Oh, controversial. So let's go. Let's stop.
Wedgeroos.
Wedgeroos. So
I've actually, funny enough, I've still got my Titleist SM5s.
okay, so they're the wedges that you've had previously.
Quite well now, yeah. 60, 56 and 52.
And that's just purely for gapping? Because
That is, yeah, purely gapping. I've got different grinds. The 60 is a K grind because of my chubby chips.
Okay. So the K grind is it's got quite a wide sole, hasn't it?
Wide sole, lots of bounce.
Okay.
But really like the feel of that. Got lead tape on the 56 and the 60. Again, chipping woes that I've had enables me to, the weight makes it feel like I'm hitting down on it more, gives me a bit more confidence, purely up here.
Okay, good. And so you'll get quite a few people not carry that many wedges. So what they'll do is they'll maybe carry like a 52 and a 58, so they kind of save a club. Have you always been a person that's carried the extra wedges?
Yeah, I prefer carrying more wedges. I mean, a lot of the time, distance-wise, kind of, if a lot of par fives are reachable kind of with a driver and a long iron, so I consider kind of the shorter end of the bag more important than the higher end, whereas someone that hits it a bit shorter would probably load this end more than this end. So
and it's quite interesting. So if you go on some of the manufacturers' websites, look what the tour pros are using, you'll sometimes find they don't carry as many wedges, but they're probably playing courses that are quite considerably longer than what we're playing.
Yeah.
So it's quite an interesting one. It's really matching your set to...
That's it. I mean, fortunately, you know, I've got kind of quite a few long clubs that aren't in the bag that I can kind of move around, so I could get rid of the 60 and add in another club, etc. if I wanted to.
Okay, cool. So irons are new. So we spent quite a bit of time talking about the wedges, but the irons are new.
They are new. Yes.
So you had them when we played down at St. Enodoc. That was the first time you had them?
That was the first time I used them, yeah. Obviously went up to Wentworth, we went up together and did the fitting up there. So off the back of that, I have the Tailor-Made Psi Forged.
Yes.
Got them in 4 to wedge.
Okay.
Shaft wise, I've got NS Pro Modus in there. It's the first time I've actually hit that shaft. But feels really good. Slightly heavier than the ones I had before. Performance wise, really nice. Kind of feel like it's straightened my ball flight up a little bit.
Okay, cool. And have you found with the gapping, are they going similar lengths? Or?
I did gapping to start with. The 4 iron and the 5 iron were quite close. I think the 5 iron was carrying 205, the 4 iron was kind of 210.
Okay.
So I actually strengthened the 4 irons, now it's 216.
And like if you like Dave Peltz, if anybody's read his stuff on the short game, he's very much an advocate of carrying extra wedges, and he says that you should maybe bend accordingly. So you might find as you're carrying the extra wedges that you need a bit bigger gap.
I mean, what I'm going to do, the more I get used to them, the more gapping I will do. From that, I will start bending them more and more to, rather than getting the lofts, is the distances I require for each iron.
Yes. And that's very much a thing that a tour pro will do.
Yeah.
So that's probably the only thing you have in common with it.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Stephen.
You hurt me.
I didn't mean it.
I've got a tall bag.
You got a tall bag? He's got a tall bag.
That's the closest I'm going to get to tour.
So, now I've been mean. Flats are they?
1 degree flat.
1 degree flat.
Yeah, standard length.
Okay. So, let's move on.
Yeah, that's kind of it's not boring because I love them, but that's the more boring stuff out of the way.
Okay. So let's see something interesting. Show me something interesting.
Let's do that. Okay. One iron's out of the bag at the moment. I played the other day and it wasn't very windy, so I thought I'd try the new Tailor-Made Rescue out. So I stole it from our hire set.
So what one have you got there?
I've got the M1 Rescue.
There we go.
It's just plain black on top as well, but it's 19 degrees. I've actually lofted it down to 17.
Okay.
So it kind of fits in with where the one iron was. Goes a little bit higher than the one iron.
Okay.
But it's there as the replacement basically. So that's just in the standard stiff shaft.
Yeah, and have you been finding, because like I know I certainly struggle sometimes with like hybrids turning over. Have you found that one not too bad?
This one's good. I think what they've done is they've actually weighted it a little more towards the toe, so hybrids basically become more upright. I think that's how it works.
They tend to put it's basically people tend to struggle. So I'm talking general population. They struggle with hitting the ball right. So they make hybrids a bit more upright to try and create that sort of face plane tilt. Try and actually put some bias in there to hit it straight.
Yeah.
But what will happen with a better player is they'll sometimes turn it over as a result.
Yeah. So the way this one's weighted, because it's the M1, which is kind of more the player's one compared to the M2 Rescue. They've weighted it so that the face stays a little bit more open at impact. So the one that goes left doesn't really happen as much.
Okay.
Which I quite like actually. It's really nice
cool.
Rescue.
And like you'll probably flick in and out. The one iron will enter the bag.
Yeah, depending on course, probably dryness of the course, things like that. Whether it's windy or not, the one iron I can control flight with quite nicely. With this one, it's kind of a one height kind of club for me.
Okay. Cool.
So that's the Rescue.
Yeah, so let's go 3-wood.
3-wood, I have the M2.
Okay.
15 degree with a Fubuki J X Flex shaft in it. However, the shaft's only 60 grams in this.
So that's very light for a 3-wood.
Yeah, for a fairway wood, normally they'd be heavier than a driver, but in this case, I like light shafts anyway because I get to feel the club head in my swing. And with a 3-wood, I think 3-woods are very personal to you as well. I think 3-woods are harder to match up than any other club in the bag in terms of what you like. I've never had a 3-wood I've been overly confident with. This one seems to work really well. So I like to be able to kind of have a bit of confidence, feel where the head is during the swing.
It's really interesting because like our swings are very different. I mean, I'm a lot deeper than you. I'm a bit more aggressive in transition, and I have the opposite feeling. I like things that are extremely heavy. I mean, I've gone very heavy in my one.
Yeah, I can barely lift yours up.
Yeah, so it's an interesting, and it shows you like the importance of a custom fit. It's not necessarily going, well, am I regular, am I stiff, or am I X? It's actually going, what do I prefer the feel of? What feel matches my swing?
Exactly.
And that sounds like that's exactly what you've done there.
Absolutely. And the driver.
So there's been an incident with the driver.
There has, yeah. We were up there and the M2 looked like it was performing really, really well, which it was on the day. However, it was a little bit inconsistent for me. I feel in flight and distance. So the good guys at Tailor-Made, they've done a little bit of a swap for me. So now I've got the M1 430. Okay, now this head, basically my previous driver was an SLDR. I had that at 9 degrees down to 7. This head is 8.5 in the 430, and I've actually lofted it down to 6.5.
Yeah, and this is the and when you were fitted for the M2, you were hitting that pulley one that was dropping out of the sky and going left. So the reason you went into the M2 was to try and improve the dispersion, which it definitely did. We have to stress that it wasn't an issue with the fit because they did come up with this setup as well. Yeah, and at the time it kind of looked like, well, it's better to get the dispersion better. Yeah. Since you've had the 3-wood. Yeah. So, and I've spoken about this about my set a lot. Is as you hit the 3-wood, and how far are you hitting that one roughly?
About 270, 275.
Yes. So you needed the driver to be going considerably longer than that. Yeah. Or you end up with 2 clubs that are doing the same thing. Yeah. And I think with the M2, it wasn't anything other than you needed to crank it down a bit. And obviously they don't do the 8.5 head
down to 6.5.
No.
So I had 7.5 degrees, whereas this one is another degree, less loft for me is less spin, and I've moved the weight, M2's weights at the back.
Yes.
This one is the lowest spin model it can be, so I've moved the weight way forward on this.
And I've just tried to hit it, and I was hitting it 300 yards, but it was coming out a bit knuckly, as our other friend likes to shout about. But with you, it drops your spin, but still to about 2.2, did you say?
Yeah, my spin rate goes between 1.8 and 2.2 with it, so it's pretty much perfectly where I want to be with my swing speed, really.
Okay.
I'm launching it at kind of 16 degrees, which is kind of where I want to be, low spin, high launch. You know, so it actually fits in the bag really well.
Okay, fantastic. So you've got a nice new set. Oh, we didn't mention...
Hey, wait, Steve.
Wait, I'm not going to finish the video.
Oh, Stephen.
I do hope to catch you soon, but still hang on a second.
Wait.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
You have a putter.
A new putter.
So you carry a putter? I didn't realise. I thought you'd removed it for the extra wedge.
Yes.
How embarrassing. So what have you got there?
This is a Ken Giannini. Giannini. Close enough. It's the G2 Chubby.
So
hey, all right, Steve, you don't have to say anything now.
Comment below.
This has actually got kind of what the old pings used to have, face slot.
Yes.
Or even rather a flange slot.
So that changed, or I believe it changes the acoustics, doesn't it?
Yes, it gives it a really nice ping when you hit it.
Okay.
This one is actually standard length, so it's 34 inches, and it is standard lie, so 71 degrees.
Okay.
3 degrees aloft. Really, really nice putter, milled.
Yeah, the build quality on it is very, very good.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
It's probably
with
the best
quality.
feeling putter I've hit.
Okay.
So yeah, as far as the putter goes, very, very happy with it. Seems to go quite nicely with my stroke, and yeah, seem to hold a few with it. So
good. So it sounds like you've got a set there, and it shows you the importance of custom fit, and you've really thought about kind of what clubs you're carrying, because obviously in golf you can only carry 14 clubs. Sounds like you've had a really good think, trying to maximise your performance out, not just with what you've got in there, but actually trying to think about the gaps and stuff. And
exactly.
I think that's something that people sometimes don't do, or don't quite put enough effort into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, that's getting a fit, seeing a pro. They should be able to give you some of that advice as well.
Absolutely. Any good pro will be able to give you as much advice as you want.
Okay, perfect. So thank you for showing us your lovely clubs.
And the new bag, Steve.
And the new bag.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that. We went into quite a bit of detail, but if you've got any other questions, get some comments down on this video. I know James will. He's a fan more than anything, so I know he'll be going through the channel, and he'll if there's any questions there, he'll no doubt be able to answer them. So thank you, James.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you for watching. Hope to catch you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers then.
Cheers.
Cheers, bye.